If you have adults, young adults living in your home, they have to pay some bills. Makes no sense for you to carry all this burden when you have grown adults living in the home. Hey guys, this is Hectoria. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to just touch base on how you can save money if you are on a very tight budget or have limited income. So if that's something you are interested in, go ahead and stay tuned. I'm just going to jump right into the video. So we all know, in a perfect world, we will be able to save money. We would have so much money sitting down after our bills. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And some people feel like they would save money if they made more money, right? But I want to urge you to refute that train of thought, because even people that make 2, 3, 4, 5 times what you make may not be saving money either. So this is some suggestions that anyone could use. And so the first thing I will say, suggestion number 1, always use cash. Okay, I have seen the difference having cash makes. All right, and even one step further, I would tell you to use large bills, right? So instead of breaking it down, if you have like a $100 bill, instead of having a bunch of fives, leave it as a $100 bill. And this is because psychology wise, when we have to use cash, we tend to spend less, first of all. And second of all, there are people out there that don't like to break up big bills. They rather see $100 in their in their wallet versus $1, $2, $20, whatever. So use cash whenever possible. If you go into the store with the intention to buy a purse and your budget is $100, guess what? If you try to buy a purse that's $120, it is not going to work because you don't have the cash for it. So then you will start looking for ways to save in order to be able to afford that item. So using cash is a way to limit your spending, and that will help you save money in the long run. My next suggestion for you is to look at where you live, okay? Now, if you are spending too much money on mortgage or rent, it's time for you to move. It's not a popular suggestion, and there's probably some people that are just rolling their eyes at it right now, but it's true. If some of us are in so much debt because of the house we live in and the cars we drive. If your car payment is ridiculous, you don't need to be driving that car. If your rent or your mortgage is half of your income, you have a problem. So usually you have the rent or the mortgage, right? Then you have the car payment, then you have groceries, then you have kids. Everything adds up. So if you live in an apartment that you love because it's convenient and it's cute, is there somewhere else you could live that is a little cheaper? Even if you can create $200, $300, $400 worth of savings as a result of moving locations, it is so worth it. That money can go towards debt or savings, okay? If you can move in with a loved one, that may be the best thing you can do. Now, if you have family members that are toxic, obviously that's not what I'm suggesting here, but if you are not in that position and you have the opportunity to move in with a sister or a mom or a grandmother to cut down on cost, do it. It's a short-term sacrifice that is going to make such a difference in your budget. So really truly look at your where you live. If you're spending way too much on your rent, it's time for you to move. After mortgage or rent, car notes, the next ticket item that is, a big expense in most homes is your groceries. you can save money on groceries if you just do some shopping around. Some suggestions that I have is your money goes a lot further if you buy things from Walmart, or my father-in-law, who is debt-free, still shops at the dollar store, right? We joke with him because he buys juices from the dollar store, he buys paper towels from the dollar store, but he swears by dollar store. And Aldi is an affordable place to shop. What I'm trying to say is, if you go to the high-end supermarkets like Wegmans, your budget is not going to go as far as if you went to Walmart or Aldi's. Okay? Another suggestion is use coupons. It saves you a lot of money. I'm not too much into the bulk purchases because there's only 4 of us, but if you have someone else that you can join together, and maybe you'll buy bulk purchases, and that way you're cutting the cost, you should do that. Consider that. If you are able to use coupons and clip coupons and know when things are in stock, in season, when things are in seasons, that can save you some money on groceries. Next thing I want to tell you to do in order to save is to automate it. It may be scary at first, right? So if you make $2,000 a month and you have to automate 10%, that's a lot, right? And that is scary to you. But here's the thing. Once you do it and you automate it, the first month you might feel it, the second month you might feel it, the third, fourth, fifth, it starts to sting a little less. Okay? You start to adjust your life based on this new amount that actually hits your bank account, because the savings is already gone, out of sight, out of mind. So then you start to just get used to the new lower amount. And that's fine too, because then what's happening is your savings can be sitting over here working for you, and you have learned to live with whatever new income that you have coming in, and you're not gonna miss it. So automate it when you can. Don't let it hit your bank account first. Let that thing go straight into a separate account before you are tempted, because trust me, if it's in the bank account, you can find a way to spend it. My next suggestion for you is make sure you're not wasting money on non-sufficient fees. It's a lot of money just going to the banks for free. It is a lot of money. I have a separate video on non-sufficient fees and how to avoid them. I would link it somewhere here. Please watch that video, because if you can save money by not wasting $20, $30, $40 per transaction to the bank, you should be doing that. It costs a lot of money. When you can add it up, if you go through your bank statements and count how many non-sufficient fees you have and add that up, imagine where else that money could have been useful. So if you find that you're having non-sufficient fees, something is off with your budget, I would urge you to start there. Go back to your budget. Let's see what we are missing. Let's make a plan so that you're not ever going over budget. If you don't go over budget and you have enough money in the bank, you are not going to incur non-sufficient fees. All right, moving on. I would urge you to do a savings challenge. Do either a savings challenge or do a no spend challenge. What this forces you to do is to be conscious of where every dollar goes. So the savings challenge, there's so many out there based on what your aim is, what your income is. If you just want to do a coins savings challenge where you save every penny, every coin, every quarter, every nickel, dime, do that. If you want to do a savings challenge where you save $1 a day, do that. Over time, all of these things add up. Okay, there are more aggressive ones if you want to maybe save $1,000, $10,000. But if you've never saved before, I would urge you to start small. Okay, on the flip side, do a no spend challenge. This forces, so a no spend challenge, again, I have a video somewhere I'm going to link, but a no spend challenge forces you to have days that you don't spend any money. No, don't spend anything on anything that is not considered a dire necessity. This will force you to not spend money that you don't have. Okay, if in a no spend challenge, by the time the challenge is done, you learn a couple of things about yourself. You learn you first of all, you learn you have self-control. Second of all, you learn you can live without certain things, and as a result, you can save money. So I would urge you to do a no spend challenge or a savings challenge when you are trying to save more money. Next, electricity consumption. I don't know about you guys, but with the kids being home, our electricity bill is all over the place. Okay? So one way to save money is to make sure that you are mindful of the electricity you're wasting. Okay? Turn off computers when you're not using it. Turn off the TV when it's not in use. Wash clothes together instead of washing one item. Wait and wash the whole family's clothes together. Just pay attention to how you guys are using electricity. Okay, try to keep the thermostat at a steady level, because every time you cut it off and turn it back on, you're generating more energy, you're costing more money. So just you can even reach out to your local electric company and ask them for suggestions as to how you can reduce your energy consumption. You might even consider going on a budget billing. What that is they take your average, right, and then they spread it across. When I was in college, we did this because we could not afford it. We were broke. So we ended up going on budget billing because they gave us an amount that we knew it was steady throughout the year, right? Versus one month is $400, another month it might be $20. It just gives you a steady amount throughout the year. So that is something you can definitely consider looking into. If you are on a fixed income, if you're on a tight income, if there's just no way, you have cut so much, there's nothing left, you have to add income. You have to add on more income. So what that means is it might be time for a side hustle. You might have to pick up a second job. You might have to work overtime at your current job to be able to get more money. All right? You might have to change jobs. Sometimes changing job does not mean we need to take a pay cut. It could be a pay increase, and I'll do a separate video later on side hustles that can actually be useful. So whatever you have to do, you need to add on more money. And lastly, guys, if you have adult children, okay, I know it's an oxymoron when I say adult and I say children, but if you have young adults living in your home, they have to pay some bills. Makes no sense for you to carry all this burden when you have grown adults living in the home, especially because of COVID. A lot of students returned back home and some of them are working, right? So unless they're working towards a specific purpose, right, then okay, they can save their money. But I don't think there's anything wrong with you having your young adults contribute towards the house. First of all, it helps them with responsibilities. It helps them with humility to know that, money does not grow on trees. Every time, your parents go to work, they have to work to pay the mortgage. So when they have to start chipping in other ways, maybe buying groceries, maybe covering electricity, maybe covering the utilities that they love so much, it's going to help them appreciate where you are coming from. It's going to help you save some money. It's going to help them learn to be responsible. But don't just burden put all of this on yourself when you have young adults that you could sit down and say, listen, money is really tight. I need you guys to chip in a little more. Okay? So regardless of what you want to do to save money, If you have some other unique ways to save money, please let me know down below. If you are just, if you need some help trying to revise your budget to see if there is a way to save money, to not only save money but maybe clear up some debt, go ahead, click the link to my website, send me an email, schedule a free one-to-one call, so we can talk about how my coaching services could be of assistance to you. But yes, all right, so happy savings out there, guys. I will catch you in my next video. Thank you.